Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Hello, friends. Now that we are starting the process of talking about how to use food as fuel, we talked about, diet, right? You have to do what works best for you and what's going to work long term. And as always, make sure you're checking in with a licensed professional to give you more specific advice on that in terms of what will work best for you and someone that can actually track that over time with you. Then we talked about, all right, how can I actually afford all of this stuff? Like, I'm supposed to eat organic, or I'm supposed to do this, and I checked the clean this or the dirty this, and I'm still confused, but I think I finally got it. Now that you're at that point and you figured out some tools and tricks to help you as it relates to grocery shopping, now you're like, wait a minute, I think I hit another brick wall. Because you figured out all that stuff, but how do you actually execute? And what am I supposed to do now? Glad you asked. Now that you've actually gone through the process of figured out, all right, these are the things that I can eat. This is how I'm able to purchase those things at a lower cost. Oh, right. I have to feed myself now, and I have to actually plan out my meals. Now, you could go through this and just kind of go through the motions or pick and choose or go to your favorite store and buy this thing or pick up this thing. But if you're thinking about really and truly getting healthy and eating healthy and doing so on a budget that does not break the bank, you have to be strategic. And here are some tips to help you with that. The first thing, write down your meals. So, for example, I got used to having themes for my meals because it makes it a lot easier and I can actually plan around what I want to eat a little bit easier. And what I mean by themes is, you've heard it. We talk about Meatless Monday and Taco Tuesday, or as my nephew one time, he tried it. He was like, let's have whipped cream Wednesday. No, we're not doing that. But he tried. However, think about the different things that you like to eat or your family likes to eat and plan around it. Get the kids involved. Get your spouse or your partner or your significant other involved. Or if you're alone, that's cool too. Make it fun. The way that I actually started doing this, and you all know, Pinterest is my best friend. I figured out those anti-inflammatory foods and even some of my favorite dishes. I found a way to make them even more healthy or healthier than what they are from what I looked up online. And of course, I have to tweak some of those recipes occasionally because even though those foods are considered safe from a thyroid perspective, for me, they don't work well. So I've been able to find different substitutes that I can have for various foods, and it works now. And I've been able to sit down and plan out my meals. For example, this week, I decided that I wanted to perfect my black bean burger recipe. So I sat down and I said, okay, what do I need to make that happen? I want black bean burgers. I want to have a side salad and I want to have more vegetables. So what I did was I wrote that down and then I wrote out the ingredients that I would need to make this happen. So I have black bean burgers, but I like to put either brown rice or quinoa in them. So I said, black bean burgers, here are my ingredients that I need to make this dish. So I wrote out, I need black beans, I need quinoa or brown rice, onions, and then all my seasoning. So What I also did was I wrote out the size that I wanted to have for that as well. So I ended up making some caramelized onions. I had a side salad with just greens, and I made a simple dressing with olive oil, salt, pepper, and a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and I just mixed it together. Perfect. My other side was carrots and green peppers. Easy peasy. Saute that with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and I was done. From planning that out, I ended up having 12 burgers, and I was going to freeze the rest of them, but then I went away, spent the night at my friend's place, came back, and realized that I didn't actually close my refrigerator all the way, so all the food that I prepared went bad. Don't do that. Always make sure you're closing the refrigerator tightly. Please and thank you. PSA for today. However, it makes it easy for me, or even when I'm about to start my menstrual cycle, I know that I need iron-rich foods, and that is primarily when I'll have some type of beef because I get a lot of iron from those products. If you do not have animal protein, then I also have Pinterest boards that talk about the best forms of non-meat protein that you can use that are also rich in iron and vitamin B and all those lovely things. So for me, I'm very strategic with how I plan my meals because I know that there are different moments in the month that I'm going to need the most energy possible. And for example, now I'm also working out a lot more. So I have to pack my meals with a lot of protein so that I'm not starving. For me, the way that I've been able to get the right amount of protein that I need based upon my calculations is in addition to having whatever protein source that I'm going to have, I make sure that I eat 3 to 5 small meals throughout the day. And at every meal, I'm going to make sure that I have a robust form of protein. I'm not talking about eating like 10 peanuts. I will have my black bean burger. I will have hummus if it's a snack with celery because I know that has fiber in it and that's going to keep me full longer. And I'll also have a little bit of red or yellow pepper because I like the sweetness of it. So that is how I tend to pair things. Or for example, with my black bean burger, I also had lentils, caramelized onions, carrots, green pepper, and wild rice. It was delicious. It also kept me full for about 3 hours. So once you get in the habit of figuring out what you can eat, what you can also do is based upon what you know will keep you full. I call them nutrition bombs or nutrient bombs because I like to pair the most protein together or the most foods that are going to really balance out my blood sugar and make sure it gives me that vitamin B that I need and all of those antioxidants that are going to keep me going. But again, that took time and that takes practice. So to prevent you from starting from scratch, I highly recommend Pinterest boards because based upon the foods that you can go on Pinterest and say, all right, I want to have vegan meals. Plenty of vegan meal suggestions out there for you, or vegetarian, or poultry or seafood or what have you. And I have made multiple boards that have different options for you. And if you want some suggestions for different types of food, feel free to look me up. I am Joyful Ebony on Pinterest as well. You'll also see Total Metamorphosis there as well, and you'll see my picture. So I have created a lot of boards that I think will suit a lot of different interests, mostly because I just love food and I like trying different things. But I also am very aware of the different types of foods that I like to eat that kind of challenge me. And when I say challenge, I mean they're different, and it's not necessarily something that I would eat all the time. So I have been trying very hard to try different types of food and different things just to see if I like it, because you never know if you'll like something unless you try it. So I'll try something twice, because sometimes the first time it may be a little off, but definitely check out some of my Pinterest boards, because I want to share that with you. And if you don't have to start from scratch, why would you? Let me help you. So go ahead, double check some of my Pinterest boards out, but also let me know what are some of your favorite types of foods or meals that you like to make. You can tag me at Joyful Ebony on any platform, and I love to hear from you. So with that, be happy, be whole, and be well. Take care. Okay, Thyroid Warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.